Well, unfortunately, I just blew this customer's freshly rebuilt engine on this 1985 Honda ATC 250R. So we did a new crank, hot rods crank, new Wiseco piston, bored the cylinder, did all that good stuff, new crank seals. This thing was completely apart. Ended up rebuilding everything in it on the engine side. Transmission side was left alone. Obviously everything was pulled out, cleaned, and put back together. So I went and I did a little test run. It was going great. I was keeping it under quarter throttle, just riding around here, and I checked the plug. Nice and brown, golden brown, perfect. It was running great on the low end. And I said, well, it's time to step it up and get into the throttle a little bit on this thing. So I did. Everything seemed fine. Pulled a couple of gears, short shifting. Then I came back, got into like fourth gear. It bogged and died. And it wasn't good. As you can see, we lost a brand new piston. This is the original piston that the customer brought in with the machine, and as you can see, this was in better shape than the one I just put in. So right here, this is overboard, that was standard size. Right here, as you can see, it didn't really touch the sides, which is good. The skirts look good, but that top, it got so hot right there, it melted right through. I pulled the cylinder out, hoping that we could save the cylinder, and we still got like our cross hatching there. It blew up so quick. I was hoping everything was going to be good, other than obviously the piston. But as you can see, the cross hatch is still there. We have a couple of marks on the side. We do have a couple of vertical marks here that hopefully I can take my ball hone and get those cleaned up. I'm pretty sure they'll come out the way the rest of the cylinder looks. The speed that this thing blew up was just incredibly fast. So I really thought, there's no way it was just in the carburetor. It's gotta be, we must be sucking air, a lot of air somewhere. So I went and pressure tested this engine. I pulled off the carburetor, put a plug in there, put a plug in the exhaust side, and this thing held, pressurized the engine, came back 30 minutes later, and there was no drop in PSI at all. So we have zero leakage in this engine. So that leads me to think it's got to be a fuel issue. So either in the carburetor, or I did run his gas. I never drained the tank. I figured it was good. That's the last time I figure anything's good. So we're going to drain that, put fresh fuel in it. I checked the jetting on this, and it looks like the main jet is a 138, which is definitely kind of small. Pilot jet is a stock 52, which it was running really good on the low end. So I'm going to use that stock 52. The 138, I'm going to bump that up a lot, and then we can go down from there. I haven't checked the float height yet. We'll check that and give this thing a really good cleaning. Before we do anything, we don't want to blow it up again. That's definitely the last thing we want to do. So let's get putting a new piston in this thing. Well, first thing I'm going to do is hone that cylinder out and get it looking brand new again. Said I got my ball hone. We can use that for this. They seem to work good because they don't catch in the ports like the regular stone hones do. Move the cylinder up. Move the hone up. And then we'll come in here. Not going to need much. Come in and do the other side real quick. Now we'll clean that up and see how it looks. Wiping her free. Looks pretty good. I'm going to go give it a bath with some warm soapy water, and then we'll check her out. Brought it in, cleaned everything up with some soap and water, then blew everything out with air, and then WD-40 to clean everything up real good to get rid of everything. You can still slightly see, I don't want to hone it too much because it's a freshly bored cylinder, and there's nothing you can pick up on your fingernail. You can definitely still see that little mark there, but it took away quite a few of the other ones, so this thing's like brand new still. We don't need this out. Let's just for looks. We got our new rings, new pin, new piston. It's good. Pull our rings out. Do not use in chrome plated cylinders. Well, we get an iron bore, so. Proper ring end gap. We want 4/1000ths per inch of bore. So if we take into the consideration the bore, it's about 2.5, a little over like 2.6. It's about 10/1000ths of an inch we want for our ring end gap. Go ahead, flip this over. Start with one ring. Install that. Just push it down a little bit. 19/1000ths on that one. We'll drop that one in. Now in the service manual for the OEM piston, I'll just check this. It's 10 to 20,000. So we are in spec. We'll go to 20 on this one. I can't get it in, so that's 19 as well. So pop that out of there. Nice. Install our new rings. One at a time. I'll start with the bottom one. Make sure the writing is facing up. And we'll take the top one. There we go. Install them in their locating pins. New C-clips. I already cleaned everything up in here that needed to be cleaned. I'm going to put a little two-stroke oil on our new pin and needle bearing. Arrow face in the front. Get that clip in there. Beautiful. New base gasket. Oil up my piston a little more. Make sure my bore's nice and oiled up. Looks good. Just gonna get the pool of oil that's on top. We'll get rid of that. New multi-layer head gasket. Go ahead and install our cylinder head and the cap nuts. Now, I know you might be thinking, why did you actually pull the engine out just to do the piston? Because you can certainly do it in there. I actually took the top end off while it was in the bike still. But I wanted to pull it out, make sure everything was good. I cleaned the crankcase out, made sure there was nothing in there. A little bit of aluminum material on the top of the rod, the connecting rod. So I cleaned all that off and then drained the transmission fluid while I was in here. It was brand new before I took it for that little bit of rides, but I figured I'd drain it, get some new stuff in it, and it should be good to go. We'll get this torqued down. Hopefully we have better luck this time than the last time. This time I'll take you through the whole break-in procedure with me. Hopefully there's nothing exciting about this one. We're gonna change the jets out in that carburetor like I said. And then, yeah, very, very easy like. And then we're gonna very gently break this engine in. Torquing these down. I'm not torquing them down. I'm just tightening them up evenly right now. When I get them fairly close, I'll go ahead and torque them down. All right. Before this engine goes in, we'll check for any leakages. I'll hook the exhaust up, hook the intake up, and we'll put my leak down tester to it. I'm just going to go back around. It should be all torqued. Here's the plug I pulled out when she blew. Obviously she was running super lean. We're going to use a new plug. Get that in there. Get the exhaust flange on here with the new gasket. I still have it plugged off because we're going to check it, so there's no sense of taking the plug out. Take our reed cage, get a new gasket on there. Get that in there. Take our intake boot. New gasket on that as well. Zip those bolts in. Pull the plug back out. So what we want to do is we want to lower the piston so that it is below the port, so we're getting the crankcase pressure and everything. We're at the bottom. Now we can hook our tester up. Screw it out. Turn the air on. Now we're going to slowly bring her up to 8 psi. That's good. Shut it off. Shutting the air supply off right here. Now we'll come back in 10 minutes and see if it dropped at all. Alright, we're back. It's been about 15 minutes. As you can see, 0 drop. Still at 8 psi, maybe even a little over, but pretty close to 8. So we're good there. Open that up, turn it down, release the air pressure. Pop that open. Go ahead and pop these plugs off. Now this can go back in the trike and we can try round 2. Alright, as far as the float valve goes, this should be 16 millimeters from lightly seated to the bowl here. So we'll set this at 16 millimeters. Use our float height gauge. Alright, so might help if we have our pin in there. Slid right out. Alright, so that's in. So now we want to just touch it basically. Once it's seated, that's it. And usually this happens at like a 45. It's pretty close actually. If I bring this out, it's a little down. We're probably at 18 millimeters, so very close. We got a new seat and everything to put in here with our Shindy repair kit. But I just wanted to see where we were at, you know, when she blew. Was it way out of whack? It was not. Pull that pin, float, needle valve. We'll pull this thing all apart, and I'm gonna deep clean it. Our air screw, half, one and a half, 2 turns out from lightly seated. It's where it should be. I don't see a spring in there. Strange. All right. Pull our choke apart. All right. Get this cleaned out. Bowl's not, but got her all cleaned up here. We gotta figure out. I'm gonna use the stock jetting as it was stock pilot jet as it was running really good on the low end. This is a 52. I could put a new 52 in there, but I'm gonna keep this one. It was running really good. We're gonna keep that one. That installed. Alright, we can go ahead. We got our new bowl gasket. That is for the carburetor top. Let's see here. We have it. We might as well install it. A new idle screw. We'll have to adjust that after. Pilot jet with a spring in there. I don't know. Something happened to that spring. We'll turn her in until we're lightly seated right there. Make sure, yep. Half, one and a half, 2 turns out. So this kit came with a new, I don't even know, 142. We're not going to use that. We're going to bump the jetting up a lot. What did I say I had in here? 138, I think. Got 200. That's definitely too big. I looked on FMF's website to see what they recommend because we got a FMF we got an FMF Gold Series fatty pipe with the FMF Power Core silencer, Power Core 2. We got reeds. We got a 1-over bore on the piston, Wiseco piston. I don't know. It didn't. There's no instructions on FMF's website. There used to be a spot, but it says the website's out. So it is what it is. We'll just we'll start with a 180, which I think is probably going to be way too fat. But as quick as it blew up before, I'm not taking my chances. We're going to go really fat, and we'll adjust down. if I have a 180, 190, 180 right there. Like I said, probably too much, but I'd rather have a little excess, and we'll jet down as quick as we can. We got a new needle valve. Get the new needle valve and float into place. We'll recheck our float height. Yeah, we gotta go in just a little bit, not much. Like I said, it's at about 18 still. Right on the money, 16 millimeter. I checked both sides just in case they're out of whack. 180 main jet, 52 pilot jet. Put this back together. As you can see, we don't need to take the bolt off to replace the main jet when we want to adjust. If we need to adjust, I'm sure we will. Reinstall our choke. New O-ring. That is good to put on. I believe the needle height was right in the center. We'll pull it off and double check. Actually, no, we were one notch up. Yeah, so she probably didn't stand a chance. She was getting less fuel from the needle, not enough fuel from the main jet. We use the new needle, new clip, right in the center. We can adjust after. There's that. So that's probably what happened to it. Jetting was way down on the main jet. It was 138. The clip on the needle was actually up one notch, pushing the needle down further, giving less fuel. It's probably what happened to it. My fault, 100% my fault. Hopefully everything's good this time. We're going to go real slow, do a lot of testing before we just give it a good rip. I was in a hurry. The owner was actually supposed to pick it up the day I was testing. I sent him a video saying, hey, this thing's good. Just got it together, just doing a few break-in cycles, and then it's going to be good to go. Actually, I was going to deliver it to him because I was running late on work, and now, well, we're even later. So, anyways, definitely not rushing this one. We're going to do it right, and I'll see you when she's back together. And as I said, I don't really trust what's in this tank, so we're going to empty that. Honestly, the color doesn't look bad because the two-stroke oil, the AMSOIL Interceptor, is kind of yellowish, so it kind of looks like that, but we'll get it all out. Just about ready to try this out, but I do want to check compression. Plug out of there. Thread our... don't need that adapter on. Thread our compression tester in. Actually, I'm going to kick her over a few times first because there probably is some oil left in there, and that'll increase our readings. So. All right, a few kicks. Carburetor's on, exhaust is on. Let's see what we can get here. That's in there. I'm gonna go full throttle. Let's see. First kick, 90 psi. Second, 110. There's 140. Ooh, 150. This is throttle wide open. Oh, jeez. Wow. What we got here? This is a good gauge too. This is one I always reference off. We're at like 175, almost 180 psi. So compression looks good. We'll get this on here. I'm gonna mix up a fresh batch of mixed fuel here. We got 4 gallons of 91 non-ethanol fuel. We're gonna use AMSOIL Interceptor. It's what the owner was running before. Now he was running 50 to 1. I run 50 to 1 on a lot of my stuff, but this is a brand new rebuild, so we're gonna bump it down to like 32 to 1. So I'll dump 16 ounces of this in, which we're at 20, so we're gonna leave 4 ounces in here. Now, if the owner wants to run 50 to 1 on this, he's more than welcome to. 40 to 1, whatever you want to do. But we are mixing 32 to 1 right now. Fresh rebuild. Probably should have did this to begin with, but too late now. Get this shaken up in good shape. I'm gonna take just about all of it. Yeah, maybe not quite. Probably a 3-gallon tank on here. That's about it. Alright, let's go. First start. Turn the fuel on. Choke. Run. Let's see. Oh, close. Oh, slipped a little bit. Pop that choke off. Maybe she don't want it. I think my idle screws out. I give it a little throttle. There we go. smoking. Of course, we got oil on the cylinder. We got it mixed pretty strong. I gotta get this thing outside. Very nervous about this one after the last blow up. See, this is the boring part. You just gotta let it do its thing. See how it does. You want it to be boring. We do have a temp gauge on the radiator, so I'm letting that come up to temp. We'll kill it there. She's up to temp. I'll check the plug. I think it should be running good, but you never know. And then we'll continue on. As I said, this stuff was just sitting on there, so I pulled it off. Gonna check the plug. Hopefully we're looking good. Like I said, it was looking good to begin with on the low end, so I think we should be good there. But better be safe than sorry. I'm gonna be very safe with this one. Yeah, it looks pretty oily. Probably just a lot of the oil that was in there. And I haven't really put any load on this engine yet, so I'm gonna let this engine cool down completely, and then we're gonna give her a good, just a little test run on the low end, make sure everything's good. We'll see how she's running then. But at this point, it's probably going to be tomorrow because it is getting a little late now, and I am going to have to go pick up my kids from daycare. So we'll see you tomorrow. All right, we're back out here. New day. It rained out, which sucks, but it just stopped raining, so we're going to take this thing for a ride. Went and fired it up this morning, pulled it out here. 2 kicks, didn't even choke it, so I don't know if it's getting a little too much fuel or what, but we're going to try it out and see how she goes. Probably start right up 1 kick, I'm guessing. 1 good kick here. Yep. This is cold. It was just, I pulled it out maybe 30 minutes ago or something. But, yeah, we'll give her a good test run. Not a good test run. We'll baby it, is what I'm saying. And then I'll check the plug. Hopefully we're running good. Get a load on that engine. Hasn't had a load yet. And then we'll adjust from there if we have to. It's feeling a little more responsive versus yesterday. I think yesterday, you know, we get a little oil on that plug and wasn't burnt off quite enough. We do have a temp gauge on this thing. Very hard to read, actually. First gear. Take it up. Being very gentle to it for the time being. Seems okay. Might be fouling out a little bit on the low end. I can feel some hesitation, but this thing's not even broken a little bit yet, so. Just like to vary the throttle, RPMs a little bit, even with a load on it, and then, I mean, we don't have to baby it forever, but I just feel a little safer that way. Uh-oh. I think she's flooding out. She doesn't like full throttle. Yeah, we'll go check that plug. I think she's flooded. Probably got way too big of a jet in there. We got that 180, and we upped put the needle up. Definitely not running great, especially when we give her throttle. shut it down and we'll check her out. Oh yeah, look at this exhaust. Very bad. That's okay. We had to start somewhere. I might even think the pilot needs adjusting, but then again, maybe it's just all the excess from the main jet is just fun out on the low end. Not as black as I thought it was going to be, but then again, it's oh, you guys are probably covered in water drops. Definitely a wet plug. Alright, we're gonna pull this plug off the bottom of the bowl, 17 millimeter. This is the only drain, unfortunately. It'd be nice if they had a hose so you could drain it without getting it all over the engine. Quarter inch. Can't see in here, but we can feel. There's our 180. We'll drop her down to a 165. Make sure the jet's nice and clean. Try to sneak it up there with our hands. Just give it a little snug. And put our drain cap back in. That a snug. Straighten the carburetor out. Tighten her down. Now this 165 might still be way too big, but I found a lot of contradicting jetting applications for this setup. Like I said, it didn't actually show on FMF website, so that doesn't really help me, does it? So we're just gonna start fat and then go down from there. Let's give that a whirl. Ooh. Alright. We didn't do anything to the pilot jet. Just that main jet. If the pilot's not off too much, we can just do the air screw. We can turn that out or in, depending on if we need more air or less. Still think it's right there at like quarter throttle. It's getting into the power band, but we go more and we run out of steam. So yeah, it better be running fat, not lean. We don't want a lean condition again. It seems like it. Definitely a lot of sputtering. We'll go drop her down 150, and then we'll try that. Trial and error. Trial and error. Go ahead, put a 165. Let's go right down to a 150, like I said. Oh, look at that. Right on the money. I know I went super extreme from 138 to a 180, but I just didn't want to blow her up again. Now, too much gas is definitely not good either. You can wash down the cylinders, but or cylinder. But we're not riding in that full throttle for very long, so. All right. First gear. I think it feels better. Oh yeah, even on the low end, she's not fouling out as much. You can feel it. Yeah, she doesn't like full throttle still. Still too fat, huh? We'll go check that plug to make sure, but I'm pretty sure, because even after you go full throttle, it's flooding out, so you're not getting that crisp low end again. We'll check. I'll do a little bit of a chop here, and we'll just shut her down and see. I'm pretty sure she's gonna be wet though. Get her in there, power band there, full throttle. We'll shut her right down. Okay. Pop that out. Still see some oil pooling up on the bottom there, or oily gas. We're at 138. She blew on me. We got a 150 in there. Boy, do I drop her down more. I know we got the needle up a notch. Well, we get the clip down a notch, bringing the needle up. Alright, back on here, 145 main jet. See what she does. Well, it pulled pretty good right there. I don't know. It just blew up on me once already. That's why I'm very nervous about this thing. Yeah, definitely not right still. That's a 145. Like, it was pulling way harder before. So it's got to be getting too much fuel. Oh boy, what do I do? What do I do? Maybe the float position? Maybe I better check that again. Because if that's too much, that would cause flooding for sure. It's the only thing I changed this time. Just can't seem to make this thing run right. I've tried a bunch of different jetting. I've gone down to 142. I don't want to go any lower than that. And it's just not running right. It's not running right at all. On the needle, I brought the clip down a notch, which brought the needle up. Didn't run any better. Brought it the other way. It still didn't run any better. Maybe a little bit, I don't know. It seemed a little crispier when I dropped the needle, but still top end is like dead. It's just dead. I don't know what's going on. I'm kind of wondering if we're not having an actual fuel issue, if we're having a timing issue. It does have, like, it looks like a brand, I mean, it's dirty, but you can tell it's not an OEM CDI box, so I don't know if he put that on there. Maybe he's got the original. I'm gonna ask. I doubt it, but looks like they don't give these things away either. I mean, these cheap ones, you can find these all day. I mean, look, it's coming apart actually. So yeah, that, and then it looks like maybe a new coil. This outer wear reminds me of the Chinese coils I've seen in the past. So maybe that's what brought her down the first time when I tried it out. Maybe it's throwing the timing off the CDI box and between the coil and that. I don't know. I don't want to mess with this anymore. I really am leading away from the carburetor right now, so I think I gotta ask the owner if he maybe has the originals. If so, we're definitely gonna try that. If not, you might want to get one.